Good morning. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach, a life coach, and author, and the host of this show, to Take Your Life Back Today radio show. You can also see a video version on YouTube. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine, crack, cocaine, or idealism. What fascinates me about addiction and obsessive behavior is that people would choose an altered state of consciousness that's toxic and ostensibly destroys most aspects of your normal life because for a brief moment you feel good. Reality is just a crutch for people who can't handle handle drugs, I should say. Addiction, when you give up something anytime, as long as it's not today. Quitting smoking is easy. Many people have done it millions of times. The unfortunate thing about this world is that good habits are so much easier to give up than bad ones. Addiction begins with the hope that something out there can instantly fill up the emptiness inside. Addiction is just a way of trying to get something else, something bigger. Call it transcendence if you want, but it's like a rat in a maze. We all want the same thing. We all have this hole. The thing you want offers relief, but it's a trap. You can get the monkey off your back, but the circus never leaves town, is what the saying says. Addiction started out like magical pets, pocket monsters. They did extraordinary tricks, showed you things you hadn't seen that were fun, but came through some gradual dire to make decisions for you. Eventually, they were making your most crucial life decisions, and they were less intelligent than goldfish, those decisions. At first, addiction is maintained by pleasure, but the intensity of the pleasure gradually diminishes, and the addiction is maintained by the avoidance of pain. At every single stage, addiction is driven by one of the most powerful, mysterious, and vital forces of human existence. What drives addiction is longing, a longing not just of the brain, belly, or loins, but finally of the heart. My friends, recovery from addiction requires hard work, a proper attitude, and learning skills to stay sober, not drinking alcohol or using drugs. Successful drug recovery or alcohol recovery involves changing attitudes, acquiring knowledge, and developing skills to meet the many challenges of sobriety. Addiction is a symptom of not growing up and not wanting to get the help. The mentality and the behavior of drug addicts and alcoholics is wholly irrational until you understand that they are completely powerless over their addiction, and unless they have structured help, they have no hope at all. I have absolutely no pleasure in the stimulants in which I sometimes so madly indulge. It has not been in a pursuit of pleasure that I have periled life and reputation and reason. It has been a desperate attempt to escape from torturing memories, from a sense of insupportable loneliness, and a dread of some strange impending doom. You know, you're an alcoholic when you misplace things for, well, how about for a decade? I admire addicts. I admire them. In the world where everybody is waiting for some blind random disaster or some sudden disease, the addict has the comfort of knowing what will most likely wait for him down the road. He has taken some control over his ultimate fate and has his addiction keeps the cause of death from being a total surprise. Because he knows he's going to die. If he continues doing drugs and alcohol, he will die. Drugs have taught an entire generation of American kids that metric system. In the 60s, people took acid to make the world weird. Now the world is weird and people are taking Prozac to make it normal. What an oxymoron. What is addiction, really? It is a sign, a signal, a symptom of distress. It's a language that tells us about flight that must be understood. Addiction doesn't kill the addict. It kills the family. It kills the kids. It kills the people who tried to help. It kills people around the addict. If you know someone who tries to drown their sorrows, you might tell them sorrows know how to swim. The sorrows will survive, but the person won't. First you take a drink, then a drink takes a drink, and then the drink takes you. The first thing in a human personality that dissolves in alcohol is dignity. Habit is habit, and not to be flung out the window by any man, but coaxed downstairs a step at a time. The dead drug leaves a ghost behind. At certain hours, it haunts the house. It haunts the addict. The initial journey towards sobriety is a delicate balance between insight into one's desire for escape and abstinence from one's addiction. You can come out of the furnace of trouble two ways. If you let it consume you, you come out a cinder. But there is a kind of metal which refuses to be consumed, and it comes out a star. Folks, all the suffering, all the stress, the addiction comes from not realizing you already are what you are looking for. Turn to Christ today. Christ is your AA. Call me at 844-405-HELP. Together we can help each other take our lives back. Be good to yourselves and always be good to each other. Remember, a simple smile to a total stranger can change that stranger's life forever, and it can help you in your own life. May God bless each and every one of you. Remember, there is no cure for any addiction better than Jesus Christ. Reach out to him and ask him to guide and direct you each and every day. May God bless.